that all changed on January 2nd, 1926. At an archaeological dig near the Step Pyramid, the dig foreman found the base of a large stone statue. He called for the Inspector of Antiquities, Cecil Firth. Firth read the glyphs, a list of astounding titles. Chancellor of the King of Lower Egypt, First under the King of Upper Egypt, Architect of the Great Mansion, High Priest of Heliopolis, and then the name of the one man who held all these titles, Imhotep. This one discovery propelled Imhotep from myth to historical reality. It was the first piece of archaeological evidence bearing the name of Imhotep from his own lifetime. The block of granite, now on display at the Egyptian Museum in Cairo, proved to be the base of a statue of Pharaoh Djoser. It is a piece from one of the first life-size statues ever made. When Pharaoh Djoser put Imhotep's name on his statue, it was the only time in 3,000 years of Egyptian history that the name of a mortal appeared on a king's statue.
The king loved him, and the king put his name and wrote his name and titles for the first time on the base of his statue. And this is unique. It shows the position of this man. It shows how he was respected, not only by the king, but by the 1 million Egyptians who lived in that time.
After Firth's death in 1931, other archaeologists picked up the quest for Imhotep's tomb. They reasoned that Imhotep's mummy must be buried in the shadow of his one remaining earthly achievement, the Step Pyramid of Saqqara. The Step Pyramid is revolutionary in its size, shape, and materials. It is the first pyramid ever built. It is the first monumental stone building in history. And rising 204 feet off the desert floor, it was bigger than anything that had ever been built before. Surrounding the pyramid above ground are 37 acres of shrines, storehouses, altars, courts, gateways, and secondary tombs, covering an area the size of more than 6 New York City blocks. Constructed for the pharaoh Djoser, the Step Pyramid was Djoser's tomb at death. But while alive, the Step Pyramid was a potent symbol of the pharaoh's earthly power. Building the first pyramid was also instrumental in unifying Egypt into the first nation-state in history.
The pyramid was the national project of the whole nation, and therefore the whole people has to unite. Then building the pyramid, in my opinion, united Egypt. It made everyone to work for the king.
Before the Step Pyramid, a pharaoh's tomb was a long, low, rectangular mud brick structure called a mastaba, the Arabic word for bench. This computer-generated reconstruction of a First Dynasty mastaba was originally built 100 years before Imhotep's time. The site is being excavated at Saqqara, just a half-mile from the Step Pyramid. For more than 500 years, the kings of Egypt were buried beneath mud brick mastabas. And then came Pharaoh Djoser and his architect Imhotep, and changed the face of Egypt forever. How and why did they do it? Aided by 5,000 years of erosion by sand and wind, archaeologists discovered that at the heart of the step pyramid is a series of finished stone mastabas. Scientists can follow the stages of construction because after each stage, the workers dressed what they thought was the completed building in white limestone. Tracing these finished layers has led scientists to conclude that the step pyramid evolved from a series of inspired adaptations. After each stage of building, Imhotep continued to stack one stone mastaba atop another until the monument dominated the landscape. It was the biggest building in the world.
Then let us see how the step pyramid was built by Imhotep. First, we had one mastaba, the first mastaba built of limestone. He added after that 2 small sections to accommodate another 3 mastabas. After that, he made another extension here to include the other mastabas. He put 2 more in the top. Then now we can have the step pyramid complete.
Imhotep's pyramid sparked a 1,000-year building spree, a public works project like no other on Earth before or since. The step pyramid would be the first of more than 100 pyramids built from 2600 BCE to 1600 BCE, each one based on Imhotep's original design. Within a century of Imhotep's death, his step pyramid form evolved into a steeper stepped pyramid, then into a bent pyramid, finally into the true pyramid form. Within the same 100 years, pyramids grew in size from nearly 200 feet tall and 400 feet wide to almost 500 feet tall and 800 feet wide. Although scientists have unlocked many of the secrets of how the pyramids were built, one question remains unanswered. Why did Imhotep choose the triangle to symbolize eternal life? The answer may be hidden as a clue on the base of Djoser's statue. The text on the base reveals that one of Imhotep's titles was High Priest of Heliopolis. Today, Heliopolis is a bustling, crowded suburb of Cairo. But in Imhotep's time, it was the home of a powerful cult of the sun. The triangle was a key symbol of the cult because the sun's rays streamed down from the heavens in beams that formed triangles. The focal point of the sun cult was the Ben-Ben stone, the mythical stone from which the world was created and the first god appeared. The actual stone has long been lost, but its shape survives in the hieroglyph for the Ben-Ben, which ends in a triangular pyramid shape. For Imhotep, High Priest of Heliopolis, the triangular shape of the sun's rays and the Ben-Ben stone, as mirrored in the step pyramid, would have been a powerful tool to guarantee life after death.
Egyptians built pyramids in the shape of a Ben-Ben and also at the same time to be connected with the sun god. But the pimple also can be represented as the top of the pyramid. It is the symbol for the sun god Ra. It is the symbol of finishing the pyramid. It is the symbol of the king to be a god.
Just a few hundred yards from the step pyramid, deep within the burial chamber of the pharaoh Yunus, is further evidence of what the pyramid meant to the ancient Egyptians. Covering the walls of the tomb are carved hieroglyphic writings called the pyramid texts. This guide to the afterlife instructs the king to climb a staircase to the heavens. There, the king would catch a ride with the sun god, Ra, to eternal life. For the ancient Egyptians, the step pyramid was literally a stairway to heaven. But Imhotep's plans for helping Pharaoh Djoser reach the afterlife were not limited to the exterior of the pyramid and the above-ground temple complex. His plans extended beneath the sands. Dr. Salima Ikram, a leading authority on ancient Egyptian burial practices, goes underground to shed light on Imhotep the mummy. Lurking below the desert sands, cut into solid rock, is the most extensive and complicated network of shafts, tunnels, false doors, chambers, and galleries the Egyptians ever created. Three miles of underground corridors connect 400 subterranean rooms, filled with everything from food to art, gold, and jewels. Imhotep created an extensive maze of dead ends and false doors to lead grave robbers away from the great riches and the one object that caused the entire pyramid complex to be built, the burial chamber of the pharaoh.
This is the final resting place of the pharaoh Djoser of the Third Dynasty. Here there's a shaft that goes down for 90 feet, leading to a small granite burial chamber, which was closed by a granite plug weighing 3.5 tons. Inside this chamber lay the sarcophagus, and inside the sarcophagus was a wooden coffin, which contained the mummy of the pharaoh Djoser.
It's here, at the bottom of Djoser's tomb,